Apple and Google could be split into multiple companies as part of a legal battle. Hundreds of millions of people use the Google search engine every day. This happens on computers, smartphones, laptops, and other gadgets, regardless of the operating system or browser. It seems to us that the search engine is completely free, but it is not. In fact, Google receives billions of dollars for advertising and has become so dependent on it that it is ready to pay any money just to stay on the needle. Competitors have been trying for many years to prove that a monopoly is bad, but so far these guys are doing it with varying success. This means that many people know about the problem, but so far no one can solve anything, or does not want to. Perhaps we have the first precedent from which the fall of giants will begin. Not so long ago, a lawsuit was filed against Google and Apple, which are accused of conspiring to benefit from a monopoly position. So, Google paid Apple to place the search engine as the main one on the latter's smartphones, and that in turn received a lot of money. It is noted that in recent years, the amount of compensation amounted to an incredible $50 billion, of which $15 billion was paid for 2021. Are Tim Cook's appetites growing? Curiously, the lawsuit was filed by the California Crane School. It may seem that nothing terrible has happened, but this time the plaintiff demands not only compensation or a fine, but also the division of both companies into several small divisions. Experts believe that today the situation is such that the claim can be supported by the U.S. Congress, which in 2020 discussed the need for such measures. Back then, the loyalty of Apple and Google helped stop the fragmentation, but today we live in a different world, so the $3 trillion giant can easily be butchered like a Christmas duck. Companies are accused of anti-competitive actions that suppress the development of the sector. Moreover, as soon as a competitor appears in the sky, Google tries to absorb a potentially profitable asset. It would be foolish to assume that California Crane School will not require multi-billion-dollar payments in compensation. The plaintiff notes that the facts of forced separation have already been, citing the example of the oil company Standard Oil. This mega monopolist existed at the beginning of the 20th century and posed a threat to the state, using its resources to manipulate the market. Obviously, as a result of the actions of Apple and Google in recent years, there has been an increase in the cost of advertising in browsers. It is quite possible that the case will end in nothing and last for several years. And yet, the giants have become too big, and the main thing is that this is already recognized not only by experts, but also by politicians.